Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex, the Comic Order. Thank you so much for clicking play on this video. Today, we're going to look at more foundational books to improve the value of your collection, to improve the overall appeal of your collection. And these are books that I have personally bought for myself and for my collection. These are things that I wouldn't tell you about if I wasn't doing myself. But I want to thank the sponsor of this video. It's Hip Comic. It's an awesome place to buy and sell comic books, and they do featured auctions, and there's a sale going on right now. It's the Mayhem sale, and it ends tomorrow. So hopefully you guys are taking advantage of that. There's a link in the description below to go to that sale. Hopefully you guys are excited for this video on these foundational books, ones that I've recently purchased for my collection. Hopefully you're ready. Here we go. All right, so we're in a different location. This is not the regular studio that we do where I shoot the videos. It's not a studio. If you saw what it really was, you would laugh. And one person who's seen it is Large Man's Comics, so he cracks up about it. But anyways, we're in the office, we're in the man cave, and this is the wall that you guys know. You've seen it in the past. I would do like 9.2 crew videos in here. Anytime I'm on Comic Gories, I'm in here doing the videos in here. But I wanted to set up my wall. And so the first set of books, as you guys know, these are foundational books. And once again, foundational books are books that really increase the value of your collection, really increase the eye appeal of your collection. So if you've got 5 long boxes and that's all you have, and say it's just all common books, maybe $1 books, $2 books, and then you add these to it, it really increases the value of your collection. Obviously, these are great books, but if you're selling your comic book collection as a whole, these are ones that dealers would pick out and they'd say, wow, these are great comic books. And I'm not buying these to sell them. I just want to overall increase the value of my collection, overall increase the eye appeal of my collection. So what's going up on the wall right now is the New Mutants 98 first appearance of Deadpool, New Mutants 87 the first appearance of Cable, the Uncanny X-Men 266 the first appearance of Gambit, first full appearance, and then you've got the Amazing Spider-Man 300 first appearance of Venom, and that is a newsstand copy. And then you have Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 8, the first, or it's like the origin of the symbiote costume. So these are going up on the wall right now. All right, so I've got them up on the wall, and disclaimer, you guys, I've kind of trademarked, or I haven't officially trademarked, but I came up with the foundational books term. So if you go to a comic book shop and be like, I'm looking for foundational books, they will have no clue what you're talking about. This is something that just me and my community have been talking about recently. So foundational books, these are just things that catch your eye. I don't think these are like last week's hot book of the week that just came out last week. I don't think that's a foundational book for me. Those are great books and cool to have in the collection, especially if you got them for cover price or whatever. Like the 1 in 50 variant, that's cool. But these, why I call these ones foundational books is any dealer that is going to be looking through your collection is going to instantly recognize these books. They're going to instantly know what they are, and they're going to say, yeah, this is a cool collection. I definitely want this collection. But if you've got a 1 in 50, that's not for everybody. Not every single dealer is going to want a 1 in 50 variant because it's an awesome variant. Like, I like that stuff. I love that stuff, and I know we all do. But these are foundational because every dealer that you show a short box to, if they pull these books out, they're going to say, yeah, this is a collection that I'm going to want to get for the right price, of course. And these are definitely not in any kind of order or anything like that. I'll just be adding books, and I'm going to make it, bunch books together based on some of these other books. But some of these other books, we'll just talk about them, why I picked them out, maybe give a couple numbers. Maybe I'll just put some numbers down here on like values of what you can get a 9.8 for, and then values that like you can get a 9.6 for. And then if for some reason, like I see a good sale on Hip Comic, or I see a good sale on Shortboxed or something like that, or on eBay, I'll put that up somewhere just so you can see like, oh, that's what you can get a raw copy for too, because I don't feel like I want to grade these. I kind of want to keep them raw. I love graded books, but I kind of want to keep these ones raw. Yeah, I just think they're cool. For right now, that's what I want to do for these books. But let's start adding to them. I'm not going to give a ton of numbers, but I'm gonna show you guys more foundational books that I've gotten recently that I'm gonna put up on the rest of this wall. I'm really gonna try to design this wall to be those foundational books. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you would add or subtract. If I get another book down the road, like I've got another stack over there that I just picked up on a trip to Champaign, Illinois. So when I show those books, I may replace one of these books. And then also, foundational books don't necessarily have to be Copper Age or late Bronze Age or early Copper or late Copper, early Modern. That's just what I'm deciding to do right now. If you want to do like Silver Age foundational books, like if you got an X-Men 1, a Fantastic Four number 1, Fantastic Four number 4 and 5. If that's your foundational books, that's awesome. But these are kind of just an affordable way that I can kind of build up my collection right now. So with all that being said, let's start showing some books. But yours can be whatever you want. So these are my foundational books. All right, the next one up is one that I showed recently on a villains video that I did in collaboration with Hip Comic. And this one is X-Men number 4. This is a book that, like, for the longest time I denied it as like a big key, because this was one that, like, I picked up off the shelf. And I think a lot of people have that experience when it's like, I bought this book a long time ago and it's been like a quarter book for the longest time. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not a quarter book anymore. It's like 30, 40, 50 bucks, especially in newsstand. Like a direct edition copy sells for like 20, 30 bucks all the time, every time. A nice high grade newsstand copy like this, I may have bought it for a quarter, but this is like a $50 book right now, maybe even more. So X-Men number 4, I fight it all the time, but I think it's a really cool key. Now, availability on these books, they're always available. You can buy these books whenever you want to, but it seems like more and more they're like a $30 to $50 book anymore. Next one up, you saw on that villains video. I just want to get these books up there, and I've got plenty more to show in this video as well. This is the Uncanny X-Men 221, the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. I think this is an awesome book. I think Mr. Sinister, and this copy especially, is just one of those books and one of those characters that'll always be a big bad villain for the X-Men. You know, tried and true, a character that's staying. This isn't like a flash in the pan. This book is always kind of be one of those ones that's eye-catching, eye-appealing to dealers, to collectors, and it's definitely a foundational book. All right, next up is the other one that I showed. I think it was my number 1 book on that list for villains, like affordable villains or villains that are kind of my foundational villains that just aren't going anywhere. Undervalued for sure. X Factor number 6, and this is from 86. I love Apocalypse. I think Apocalypse is one of the most scary villains in comic books. So this is amazing. I think this is a great cover, great first appearance. And in the issue before this, which you can get for like 10, 20 bucks, there's an awesome full page, like splash page at the very end of Apocalypse. So that's definitely one to keep an eye out. So if you can't find 6 for a good price, look for issue 5. It's an awesome book, and that last panel is like Amazing Spider-Man 299. It's got Venom all over it. This one's got Apocalypse all over it. It's so great. This is a very cool book. X Factor number 6. Really great foundational book. All right, how are we doing so far? Those are all books that you've seen so far in videos. Just picked this one up recently from STL Comics in St. Louis, and I was like, I'm looking for foundational books, Eric. Of course, what are foundational books? I have no idea what you're talking about. Is that a title? No, something we coined on my channel. I was looking for this. I gave him a list of books, and he said, we always have copies of that book. And sure enough, they had a couple copies. I think they had like 2 or 3 copies, and I just picked the best one. I think I got this for 20 bucks. This is in the Infinity Gauntlet number 1, and The Boy Who Had 7 just talked about this book on his channel. He got the omnibus for this. So go check out The Boy Who Had 7. He hasn't made a video in a long time, and I was happy to see him make a video. So I put on the back of this, got that for 20 bucks. I remember when this one went up considerably during the Infinity Saga for the MCU, and then it kind of has cooled off a little bit, but this is always going to be one of those pretty cool books. Now, if you saw a collection of short box, there's nothing but filler books or nothing but like non-keys, nothing wrong with that. And this book, I don't know if it command as much attention, but it's definitely one of those books that is garnering more and more like, oh, there we go. Finally, I got one of the keys out of this collection. So this is a pretty cool find. Definitely, I would consider a foundational book. All right, let's see. Last one for the top row. I've got to show this one. I got this one at the con. So I have a haul for the con, and instead of doing like the traditional haul videos, I decided that I was just going to start doing more of these like foundational book videos, and then at some point I'll show the rest of the stuff that I haven't shown yet. But I've really been enjoying doing these foundational videos. So this one is actually late Bronze Age. It pairs well with one of these books up here already, so I wanted to show it. This is King Size Annual number 10. I got this somebody traded me at the con for this, at the Big River Con, and brought this one. So I'm really happy about this book. First appearance of Rogue. It's going to go right next to X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 266. I think if you've got one, you probably should have the other one. And there's another book in here that if you've got one, you probably if you got both of them, you probably should have the other one. So we'll talk about that in a future video. So make sure to hit that subscription button, hit that bell to be notified when there's future videos. But this is King Size Annual Avengers number 10 from 1981, the first appearance of Rogue. Anyways, people say this is a bad cover. I don't mind it. Every time I see this, I get excited. So the top row is complete. Check it out. What do you guys think? That's a cool top row. Let me see if I can turn off a light here real quick. In the dark a little bit, but there is the top row. And don't worry, all of these lights are LED, so they should not fade any of the books. I'm confident and comfortable displaying everything in this room. And the reason why I switched to LEDs was actually these comic book newspaper prints. I did not want the reds fading out of those or the oranges to fade out of those. So what do you guys think so far of the top row? These are great foundational books, and these are all books that I got recently because I wanted to improve the overall value and the overall appeal of my collection. So let me know what you guys think. I've got a couple more books here to show, and we will continue in just a second. All right, more foundational books, and then we will call it for this video. 2 more. And then we're going to start in on this row this week. So another Uncanny X-Men book. I think some of my favorite characters in the X-Men, aside from the original team and the giant size, you start to look at who was on the team during the old animated cartoon in the early 90s. It was Gambit, Rogue, another pretty amazing, awesome, staple in the X-Men mythos was Jubilee. So I think this one is another one of those books where I can remember this book being like a $5-10 book. I think this is definitely a foundational book, an amazing character, and will always be one of those eye-appealing, eye-catching comic books. All right, and last one, it will go complement one of these books right here. I kind of strategically moved my head. This one is Marvel Team Up number 141. It's a newsstand copy. It's the tied for the first appearance of the black symbiote costume, tied with Amazing Spider-Man 252. And that's a book that I need to get. I need to get that book. I used to have several copies of it, but right now, trying to build back up that foundational comic book collection, I needed this one to complement that one. So I need to get all 3. Whenever I think of the black symbiote costume, I think of Secret Wars number 8, Marvel Team Up 141, and Amazing Spider-Man 252. So that's it, you guys. I'm going to put this up on the wall. I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to fill up the rest of this wall here hopefully soon, and we're going to get some more books. And then we're, throughout the next several months, we're going to be changing in and out what books go up on the wall. Hopefully, guys, appreciate this. Hopefully it's helpful to you guys, motivating to you guys to get some foundational books in your collection, or really pick out which books in your collection are those foundational books. And whether you never sell or whatever, just being able to identify which books in your collection are those foundational books. Comment down below what you think about these, what your foundational books are for the Copper Age, the Bronze Age, the Modern Age, whatever it is. Like I said, it's to increase the overall eye appeal and the overall value of your collection. So once again, thanks to Hip Comic for sponsoring this video. You guys definitely check it out. There's a sale going on right now, and you don't want to miss out. So check out the link in the description below. Big thanks to Hip Comic. And with that being said, you guys, if you're not already subscribed, if you're visiting, thank you so much for being here. Hit that subscription button, hit that bell to be notified when there's future videos. We're going to continue to fill up this wall. Check out some of the older videos right now using these 2 links, and I will talk to you all on the next one. See you. Bye.